Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. No president should fear public scrutiny of his program, for from that scrutiny comes understanding, and from that understanding comes support or opposition, and both are necessary. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people. For I have complete confidence in the response and dedication of our citizens whenever they are fully informed. I not only could not stifle controversy among your readers, I welcome it. This administration intends to be candid about its errors. For as a wise man once said, an error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. We intend to accept full responsibility for our errors, and we expect you to point them out when we miss them. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive. That is why the Athenian lawmaker Solon decreed it a crime for any citizen to shrink from controversy. And that is why our press was protected by the First Amendment, the only business in America specifically protected by the Constitution, not primarily to amuse and entertain, not to emphasize the trivial and the sentimental, not to simply give the public what it wants, but to inform, to arouse, to reflect, to state our dangers and our opportunities, to indicate our crises and our choices, to lead, mold, educate, and sometimes even anger public opinion. This means greater coverage and analysis of international news, for it is no longer far away and foreign, but close at hand and local. It means greater attention to improved understanding of the news, as well as improved transmission. And it means, finally, that government at all levels must meet its obligation to provide you with the fullest possible information outside the narrowest limits of national security. And so it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance, confident that with your help, man will be what he was born to be, free and independent.
I want to give all praises to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, GMS, and salutations to the elect, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, the 12,000 of each tribe, 12 tribes of Israel, so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Indians, man, and the true sincere men that are pushing this word out there in the highways and byways. Sincere, honest men, man, of the children of Israel. Salutations, man. And with that, man, I want to get into the lesson of secret societies, man. Now, the speech that John F. Kennedy did while he was in office actually is the speech that got him assassinated, man. Why did it get him assassinated? Because he exposed the Illuminati, man, or whatever name that they go by, man. He exposed the secret societies, man, the men that are behind closed doors, the men that are behind the curtain, man, influencing the world's decisions, influencing the world's governments, man. They have their hands in every little thing, man. And I don't know why he did that speech, but we know one thing for sure, that speech was never meant to happen, man. Was never meant to happen, man. And I believe that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi put the spirit in him to do that speech, man. And it opened a lot of eyes, man. It opened, maybe not at that point, but later in history, man, people started to realize that there are people that are behind closed doors influencing the world, man, in a bad way. And these are secret societies, man. And it got John F. Kennedy assassinated, man, by the very secret societies that we're going to speak about, man. And the scripture speaks about it, man. The scriptures speak on secret societies, man. Speak on those that influence the world, man, behind closed doors. And with that, man, I'm gonna pull out scripture real quick. Isaiah chapter 29, verse verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who see us and who knoweth us? The scripture said, woe to them that hide deep their counsels from the Lord, man. So they hide behind closed doors, and they're influencing a lot of things, man, in a bad way. They have full control of what goes on in the world, man. And they believe that that they don't, that the Most High don't see them, man. They truly believe that the Most High don't see them, man. But in the end, the Most High gonna expose them. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the word say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? So yes, they put everything upside down, man. And their purpose is to be against God, man. To upset the prophecies, and I'm gonna get into that later on, man. I'm gonna bring out another scripture, the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 1. Hear my voice, O Yahawah, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, man. Even Daniel spoke of secret societies, man. And the thing is, this proves also that secret societies society existed even in the ancient world, man. Even in the time of Daniel. And the scriptures prove it, man. Daniel spoke of them, man. It's the secret counsel of the wicked, man. Why? Because they're doing wicked things, man. They're devising wicked things, man. From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, exactly what they do, man. There are workers of iniquity who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Now, who are the perfect, man? The Israelites, man. We are the perfect, man. The children of Israel. And their purpose is, their main purpose is to be against us, man. And again, I will speak on it later on, man. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily, and they say, who shall see them? And even throughout history, man, 9/11, the Oklahoma City bombing, all these terrorist attacks, so-called terrorist attacks that happen are really inside job or orchestrated by these wicked elites, man. Those who are behind closed doors. Those who are influencing the world governments. Those who are influencing the things that go on in the world, man. They are really inside jobs. The thing that they do, man, they're clever, man. They clever. And why they are clever? And a lot of these so-called terrorist attacks, man, they'll do these attacks, man. And then they'll put the blame on somebody else, man. And like the assassination of John F. Kennedy, man, our own government assassinated him, man. The thing that they do, man, they'll do what they have to do, and they'll put the blame on somebody else. And there's a thing, oh, you know what? And there's a thing called MK Ultra. And that's serious, man. And MK Ultra, so you know what I mean? They're clever, man. And I'm gonna speak on that even more later on, man. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So you gotta have a real deep understanding to search out to be able to search them out, man. To be able to see through the closed doors, to the iron curtain, to see through those things, man. And then there's a thing that they do, man. It's called hide in plain sight, man. They're so clever that they hide in plain sight, and I'm gonna explain that, man. But Yahawah shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So the Most High, when Yahawah Bahasham comes back, they're gonna be exposed, and when they are exposed, they're gonna be murdered. They're gonna be killed. The Illuminati, the Bilderberg Group, Skull and Bones, or whatever name that they go by, man. We're gonna bring out another scripture real quick. The thing is, man, we as Israelites, man, we underestimate these secret societies, man. They really have a stronghold on things, man. They got some type of influence in everything, man. So I'm gonna bring out now another scripture, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 2. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord power, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the sea, yet thou art a man, and not God. Though thou set thy heart as the heart of God. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. So the scripture says that they're wiser than Daniel. Now, the prince of Tyrus is speaking about Esau, these Edomites, man. And these Edomites, man, they are the heads of these secret societies, man, so to speak. And they say, and they believe in themselves, man. When you go back to the book of Isaiah 29, it says that he had not made me not. They believe in themselves. They believe that they created themselves, man. That was a lot of these secret societies. These secret societies, man. They're a bunch of goat worshippers, man. They're a bunch of pagan worshippers, man. And the main thing that they do is, like in the Bohemian Grove, they worship around an owl, man. Now, this is how clever that they are, man. There's a thing called subliminal messaging, man. Subliminal message, man, is a message that they put in plain sight for people to see, but people can't see it, man. And it's all over, man. They'll put it in video games, in movies, in commercials. They'll show you what they're gonna do, when they're gonna do it, how they're gonna do it, in plain sight, man. But the thing is, it goes over people's heads, man. then they do that to trick us, to confuse us. And not only that, they put pagan symbols in a lot of these movies, video games, and commercials, man. Pagan symbols, whatever they worship, man. And not only in video games, commercials, and movies, but they also put in the things you own, like in logos, like car logos, food logo like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Monsters. They all got subliminal messaging in their logos, man. But the thing is, people don't have no understanding what these logos mean, what they truly mean. Why? Because they're pagan symbols, and these pagan symbols are worshipped by these secret societies, man. It all is all a puzzle, man. You gotta put in the pieces, man. You gotta connect the pieces, yo. I mean, the scripture said that they're wiser than Daniel. Go on. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, J.P. Morgan, man. These false Jews also are part of this secret societies, man. The Hollywood is influenced by these secret societies, man. These so-called Jews. And they put these subliminal messaging right in front of your face, right in plain sight, and you can't see it, man. But you know what? You gotta have a deep mind. You have to have an understanding. You have to have an open mind. You have to know to be able to see the things that they do, man. To be able to see what they're gonna do, man. Cause they're not only like pagan symbols and subliminal message, but they show you what they're gonna do, man. They'll show you what they're gonna do. Now, what is their main purpose, man, of these secret society, man? Now, let's go back to Psalms chapter 83. The book of Psalms chapter 83, verse 3. What are their main purpose, man? What is the whole point of this, man? What are they trying to accomplish? The book of Psalms chapter 83 verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, man. And go on listing the nations, man. These secret societies not just only house Edomites, but a lot of these other nations are also have part in the secret society, and they have part into influencing the world decisions, man. Their main purpose is to keep us blind. The main purpose is for them to upset Yahawah's prophecies, man. To upset the prophecies, to have full control of the world, and to have full control of us, the children of Israel, so-called Negroes, Hispanic, and Native Indians, man. The son of prediction going to be revealed. And who are the son of prediction? Those are Edomites and also these secret societies, man. Because a lot of these secret societies, when you go into Bohemian Grove, which is part of it, they're a bunch of faggots, man. Not only are they pagan worshippers, goat worshippers, man, but they are faggots, man. So they wasn't way to do that is to hide it in plain sight. So when people speak on secret society seriously, they're gonna look at us like we seen it in a movie, man. We seen it in a video game. We're playing too much video games. We're seeing too many movies. That's how they do it, man. These secret societies are no joke, man. John F. Kennedy, man. They had the Most High Yahawah, man, put the spirit into John F. Kennedy through that speech, man. Why? Because it was gonna serve a purpose. It was gonna we were gonna be able to see later on what that speech was truly talking about, man. And this is why John F. Kennedy got assassinated, man. But in the end, Yahawah Yahawashi gonna expose these secret councils, man. The men behind the closed doors, but men behind the iron curtain, man. And these men or women are kings and queens of the earth, man. They got their hands in everything, man. To the water you drink, to the air you breathe, dog. And these are the same people that are putting chemtrails in the air, putting GMOs in your food, fluoride in your water, man. These are wicked people, man. And with that, man, I hope y'all were edified. I hope y'all learn something, man. Be able to see through the lies, man. Because these secret societies, man, they're no joke, man. They know what they're doing and they do it well, man. And you gotta have an open mind, a deep mind to be able to see these things, man. And with that, man, I say all praises, man, to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, GMS. Salutations to the elect and to the 1/3, man. And the truth and the sincere man, the men that are not liars, man. Men that are not phony. Men that are not sincere, man. The men that are not sincere, man, the Most High gonna get you, man. Oh, best believe that. Best believe that, man. And you ain't doing the work out there, man. Best believe you ain't doing shit. You ain't gonna get saved, man. Because you're not warning the people. Yeah, you're not doing videos. You're not doing sit downs. You know what I mean? You ain't doing nothing, man. You ain't doing nothing, because faith without works is dead. And with that, man, I say, man, to the hopeful elect, to the sincere man, shalom.